How you
All
doing,
right.
Glenn?
Yeah, no. So last week, where we left off, the party headed back into the city after having a quick chat on the boat about the sick Lucy and what her motives might be with trying to undermine their purpose with the unicorns. And they asked Rhea to check in on it, and she said she would, while Lucy and Rhea stayed behind on the boat. Lucy feeling sick. The party headed to the northernmost of the shanty towns that had been constructed by the displaced former landowners, and had spoken with them about some of the difficulties that they had visited upon them by the mayor and some of her actions in town. Kleeck, meanwhile, had come back to the boat looking for the party to learn from Rhea and the pig that they had gone into town. And while he went to go and lay traps and do some hunting, he actually saw them, and getting together, they were going to head to the Ug'Turk sort of encampment when they saw a large group of orcs behind the chieftain heading back towards the civic center. At about this time, Braun had just finished crossing the river and was also seeing the crowd of orcs heading into the civic center, and also witnessed the duel that took place there, the honor duel between the guard captain Gareth Miles, the large Leonin, and the much larger orc chieftain Ug'Turk. The guard captain victorious, but dazed and wounded. The two shared a moment, and the orcs left. And at that moment, a number of people noticed and recognized each other. Kleeck saw Braun, and Braun saw Kleeck, but Braun also saw an elven woman with a human man and several elven guards, and saw them notice Leon and begin to move towards him with hostile intent. And a brief fight ensued. One of the elven guards was slain. One was wounded and then kept alive. And the last one escaped along with the bard, whom Cade Greenwood, whom Leon and Yoga had met recently, and Leon had paid to spy on his sister Eve, who also escaped. And that is where we find our scene now. We are in the Sichuan Civic Center Square. We have a Gareth Miles who was just healed by Leon and is now no longer dazed. A number of guards are heading towards the square. Let's see, yes. And they are yelling for you to stop, as there are dead bodies on the ground after a bunch of elves started shooting arrows at each other. And I mean, you were there for the fight last week, so you know that there's a dead person and a dying person, and there's some fighting. So what are we doing? What is the party doing? Leon has split off to the south end. The other members of the group who are here right now is Braun, Kleeck, and Brightleaf, and they are in the western alley, having just pursued and taken down the elf. You have the captive one prone on the ground, disarmed in front of you. I think they have only a few HP, so they're not really I think it's 11, 1d8 plus 3 there. Yeah, so I think they have maybe 11 HP.
I completely downed them, and then they were just
No. I think, didn't they get healed though in order to bring them to stabilize it, or was it the medicine check? Well, in either case,
let me. I just rolled a 21 medicine check.
Yeah, so I think you that gave them a death saving throw success, and then I think Brightleaf just used Cure Wounds to bring them back.
Yeah, because
so
I see
that they would
D8 plus 3. I'm assuming that's her Cure Wounds.
Yeah. No, let me bring up her. Yeah, that's her Cure Wounds. Perfect. So as the guards are running in your direction, yelling for you to stop, what are you gonna do?
I mean, I'm just probably first going to set to work trying to bind the arms and legs of the person in front of me, but apparently I don't have rope, so I'm going to ask Brightleaf if she has any.
Ooh, let me look in her kit, see if she does. She might not. I don't think she geared up with that at any point. I'm gonna have to check. Leon, Braun, what are you doing? Yoga, I know that you're off doing something, and we will actually get to that as soon as this scene concludes.
Yep, all good.
Very good.
So
Okay, I don't. She does not have rope. Sorry, that's all.
Mm.
All right. Let's see. I guess I healed him, so I guess I'll yell over to Kleeck and the mysterious stranger that I don't know yet.
You've met him, actually. You did briefly meet him in the episode that you came in. He went out, so you did briefly meet him.
Oh, it's been a minute. I guess I'll yell to them. Are we moving or are we fighting this?
Why would we fight them?
Don't fight the guard, for God's sake.
They attacked first. We're in the right?
Brightleaf kind of speaks up and says, "No, he's right. Do we leave or stay and deal with it? Like, it might not go well."
Isn't it worth keeping this one for information? Try to figure out what happened?
We're still fugitives, Kleeck.
You can take them, take them.
Guards.
If you can take them, take them. But not with move.
While I'm holding all this gear that I just took from this dead elf, I run over to Kleeck, almost running past him, and I'm just like, run!
Brightleaf is going to kind of just look at you, Kleeck, and kind of tug at you and follow. As you run, she's gonna turn to Leon and use a hand to beckon, like, this way. And as you catch up, Leon, she is going to cast what was that? Pass Without a Trace. So as you escape into the city, you're running.
As I'm beginning to run, can I attempt to pick up the elf that I downed and like carry her as I fly?
The one that was KO'd and then brought back?
Yes.
Roll a grapple check.
Crap. Mediocre athletics. Go!
Yeah, you did kind of heal her.
Yeah, so they're awake and able to. There's the elven bodyguard. Oh yeah, no, that's wonderful. Let's see.
Not one.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope.
Ooh.
So as you kind of like run, skip, kind of flutter back past, you sweep your arms at them to scoop up the elf, and despite being still quite grievously wounded, they manage to roll away from your grasp, and you can actually try again as you have multi-attack, and you can make one grapple attempt for each attack. So if it were like in a round of combat, you would so that's 1d20 plus 6 opposed again. Oh, nat 20. So they really, really like at this point you come at them again, and they like manage to kind of kick you in the sternum, and you're stunned a little bit, but you can see that their eyes are fierce, even though they're quite close to death, and they realize you could probably kill them if you wanted to shoot your bow at them instead of trying to grab them.
Yeah, this really ain't worth it.
They're fighting. They're fighting back. Okay, and you escape. They don't take any move to attack you as you leave range or anything. You notice that as you go a little bit farther, the guards who are pursuing you pause as they are apparently called off by Gareth. However, you do notice that some of the Imperial guard who had been in the area continue to pursue you, while the rest of the town guard go to check the body and speak with the surviving elf. So since you're stealthing, but you were kind of in view when the knights, these imperial soldiers started pursuing you, we're gonna have to do an athletics check to see if you are able to outrun them. So it's going to be sort of like a group athletics check.
If I may argue, for
Yeah?
myself personally, 50-foot flying speed. I already outspeed them easily.
No, that makes sense. You can escape if you just want to fly away and just be gone, right? That's doable. It's I guess then if that's what you want to do, you kind of want to ditch
I'm
the
gonna
party and
try. I'm not gonna
peace.
ditch the party. I'll keep with them. But like, does that just mean I'm exempt from the check? Because if I need to get away, I can.
I will say that you can roll with advantage because you can go way faster than everyone and you can dodge over ground obstacles because of your flying speed.
All right.
So you can roll with advantage, and if you don't like it, you basically screw up in that round, and then you can ditch.
Is he still in the pass without a trace light range?
I can easily catch up into it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so just an athletics check from everyone who's running away. I'll do Brightleaf real quick. Her athletics is not actually that
Cast guidance on
good.
myself.
Go right ahead. There's like a stand of and some barrels, and you see it coming, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna give myself guidance because I'm gonna need it. As you manage to leap over that barrel with it, yep. So, but it's an opposed against theirs. So, 10. Oh yeah, no, it's just a straight D20 for her athletics. She is not tough. As good as Braun. Okay. So Kleeck 17, Leon 7. So the average okay. And then let's see for the guards. They would be Ooh, yeah, no, those the two guards they managed to keep up to you and actually gain some ground. None of you stumble, none of you have any obstacles that you deal with, but these soldiers that are pursuing you, despite the heavy armor, they appear to be well conditioned, and they are doggedly pursuing you down the streets. And actually, as they yell, you're starting to notice that there might be guards coming from other areas nearby, and we're going to go to a different view because you're now running through the area. So you were in the Civic Center, and now you are running this way. There's a vast open space here, so you're kind of running out into some fields. There's some farmland here, some like some orchards, some smaller homes, some homes that are still in the ground, belonging to maybe some prominent halflings or gnomes that are in town. As you run through the sparsely populated and no longer there's not many buildings in this area, so you're kind of easy to notice unless you can find a way to lose yourself in one of these more natural growths. You do have the pass without a trace up, and that lasts for a while, so it's kind of like at some point, if you can get out of sight, it's going to be worth it to try and duck into a hidden place. And so Brightleaf is saying if we can get out of view, if we can outrun them, we can disappear. So let's roll one more athletics check to see if they really beat you and catch you. Kleeck, same thing. You can do advantage, or you can just ditch. 23.
Guidance.
Yeah, good thing the slow turtle isn't there. And Braun gets the 20, and you doing guidance again?
Hell yeah.
21. All right, Leon with the 10, and then Brightleaf with a 10 as well. So 10, 10, 21, 23. That's a good average. Let's see what the kids get. +4. Nope, you're gonna beat him this time. So it's one of those things where you're running along and you see like a hard corner and you turn around it and you disappear behind it, and as they come around the corner, we roll stealth check to see if they're gonna notice you because you're hiding, but you have a +10 to your roll. So please roll stealth.
30.
All right, we got a 30, a 27, a 15.
Let's get that guidance going, Braun.
All right, wow, Brightleaf almost gets the natural 1, but because she has such a high modifier with that +10, it's a 21. So let's see if these knights notice you with their perception. Ooh, generally, no. Your stealth is going to overcome that. So these two Imperial soldiers who have doggedly pursued you now, like into the fields, they see you go into like an orchard, and they go through the orchard, and like one of you is laying under like a small like bridge of a koi pond. Kleeck, you're like up in a tree. At one point, one of them looks up at you, and they like pull out their sword, and you make a crow noise, and they're like, "Oh, it's just a bird."
That's exactly what I was gonna say, but you beat me to it. That's great.
Well, excellent. Leon, you're hiding in like a small like shrine where there's like a bunch of masks of like different ancestors, and like they walk past you and they like look right at you, but they think it's just a mask, so they walk on. So, Braun, what are you doing? Where are you hiding? How are you hiding?
I'll just duck under some short cover, like go prone.
Gotcha. So you are not detected, and eventually the Imperial soldiers leave the area, running off. They must have gone that way. And so you are able to escape their notice at this time, but it looks like the Imperials are after you, and the townies aren't. So something to pay attention to. At this time, as you gather yourselves in the orchard, we will go to Yoga, who has walked to the front gate, the closed front gate of the Ug'Turk land palisade, as the orc group has left along with the party to the civic center. Not yet returned, as we know they will, but Yoga. At this time, you notice several orcs atop the battlements, looking pensively to the east, as if they could see what is going to happen, but alas, they cannot, even from the 10-12 foot height of the palisade wall. It's a bit of a distance, and there's trees and buildings, so it cannot be seen.
Right. Are they taking notice of me as I kind of approach the wall? Not, making sure not to like get too close, not to alarm them.
Well, okay, yeah, you're walking openly. You're not sneaking, so they'll notice you. But let me see if they notice you. They're paying attention to something else. So 20 plus.
No, I
Yes,
said
they
I
notice
would.
you.
I would consider sneaking in if there's 0 people. I'm not sneaking past an entire group.
Well, yeah, and the gate's up too, so or down, like it's closed, so you can't just sneak in unless you have some way to just go over or through the walls. But regardless, if you're sneaking, their perception roll of 22, they'll notice you, even though they are somewhat distracted.
So no, I'm not sneaking. But so as they take
Right.
notice of me, I say, "May I ask what you guys are looking at?"
Oh, the chief has gone to duel.
Duel? What kind of duel?
A duel for honor. The mayor has stepped on ours. The chief will go and fight for it.
Did you make my lunch?
And what happens to the winner?
They admit that they were wrong.
So, I've actually come to you, gentlemen, to ask about the laws of the land, since you guys seem to have been hurt the most by it. Is traditionally all laws settled by honor duels?
They look at each other and then back to you, and they seem interested in you now, even though like they're still a little distracted, right? These are laws of Grave Sinan, of Grush Grisnak, keeper of order. They are not the laws of this land, though the laws of this land mean little even to those who keep them.
I kind of nod and I say, "Yes. Where can one go to acquire about these laws? Are they written down anywhere?"
He kind of turns to the side and hawks a loogie. You could go to the Civic Center, where the duel is about to happen. Or you could speak to any of the nobles here. But I fear all you would hear are more lies. I do not know this Duke Lordner, but he appears to be an honest man. He would know the rules of this region.
Yogo will openly take out his journal, write down. What's the name?
Oh, Duke Lordner?
Duke Lord. Is that the guise of the meeting that we took place of, or is that a
Yes,
different? All right.
that is correct. I
All
have
right.
a token for that guy.
Haha.
I have a token for a lot of these people.
Hmm.
Token.
I have two more questions. Are these? Is what happening is a? Is what is happening here known by the other regions or other countries? Are they blind or are they just as corrupt?
Most have a presence here already. Razan is from Belforet, and Stokeford, Valhalla. Sunwillow is from Exitio in the north. And Vostro, Haybrook, Moshena, all on the other side of the river. They are Swerian. Many nations are represented here. We are of Grave Sinan originally.
Yogo's taking more notes, and I might ask for those in DMs later because I didn't get everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it
Yeah,
perhaps?
if you want to write the notes now, I can read it back to
Yeah.
you. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Stokeford is from Valhalla.
Mhm.
Razan is from Belforet.
Yep.
Sunwillow is from Exitio Glacialis in the north.
Say that name again.
Exitio, Exitio, space, Glacialis, Glacilis. Or Ialis.
Yeah, you missed an A in there.
Yeah,
I got it close
I
enough.
noticed that too. And then Moshena, Haybrook, and Invostro are all from Sweria. Lorgner is originally from here. And that's why he said that you should ask them about the rules.
I kind of nod and I say, my final question is just a simple request. Can I sit here and wait for the chief to come back?
Make a persuasion check.
Da-da-dum-da-dum. That's +2.
Leon, awesome. Also, I am now viewing this party as Scooby-Doo. The animal sidekick. It's awesome. Okay. And with that, the several watch orc watchers, will look to one another and kind of nod. You don't look too threatening. You look kind of cute, actually. You're like this turtle with a huge shell, and you're just calmly asking if you can just chill until the chief returns. And you probably blink with one eye and then the other, and do your little hand wave. And they're like, "You can sit down there."
I kind of take like a meditative stance, not like really monk meditating, but a waiting stance, and I will wait.
Gotcha. So, Yoga, while you wait, is there anything in particular you would like to do? It's going to be about a short rest of time, and that will be about the time that the party is running away and the chief returns.
No,
So,
I've got nothing.
party, have you determined a direction that you want to head in? Do you want to head back to the boat, which would be through the civic center area, or do you want to head back to where Yoga was, or continue looking at the different shantyvilles?
After getting away from the guards, I would think we would have to convene.
Yes,
Yeah.
so you've gathered yourselves in the orchard where you were hiding. You're sure that you're alone at this time, and you are all quite hidden still because of the pass without a trace. It's only been maybe a few moments since the guards left, but you're sure that you're alone in this moment. So you can kind of come out of hiding and speak with one another in this kind of densely wooded little orchard with a little shrine and a little shed and stuff in here. It's near a small estate, so you're
I
kind of
wanted to make
hiding out.
note that before I left, now I don't know if I'll actually do this, but this is what Yoga said to remind you. He said he was going to go here, then here, then here, then the docks. That's what he said. I don't know if I'll actually do that, but
Yeah, that was the original plan. I remember that.
Yeah, I guess. Wait, so we took off. You said towards the Razan residence or the Gardenia residence?
You're at the end of the blue line, right around here, sort of at just a residence in between these larger plots of land. So you haven't gone far enough to get to Razan yet, and you haven't gone to Gardenia either.
Yeah.
I take it that was your sister, Leon?
I was his sister?
Yeah, that it was.
Why is she trying to kill you? Like,
I'm sure she's either my contact, the short fellow with her, has talked and betrayed us, or she's got people feeding her information around the city.
Your contact? Was
The
that the man?
yes, the man that was with her. That was that was him.
He looked slimy.
Yeah. Well, that's why he was. That's why he was a good contact. They always are.
I still don't understand why your sister wanted to kill you.
Yeah, it's a long story, Kleeck, that I'll have to
Uh,
fill you in on later.
okay.
But yeah, so how is everyone? I know we all took a hit in that one. How's everybody?
I got hit pretty hard, but I'm alright.
Okay,
I haven't been harmed.
okay. Brightleaf, how are you feeling?
I'm fine. Braun, it's good to see you've returned. When did you get here? How are you alive?
Yes, the next order of business. The hell have you been?
I'll
And why
explain it
are
all when we
I
get.
thought you were dead?
I'll explain it all when we get somewhere safe. Okay, right now we have to get away from these damn Imperials.
Okay.
Not agreement. I think going back towards the docks is a good plan right now.
What about
Ugh,
yoga?
that
He won't be there for a
yeah.
while.
Yeah.
And again, he didn't get in trouble.
Yeah. Which way did we see the guards go? Bryn?
They headed south.
Towards San Willow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we head up north towards that first shanty town, we could probably find somewhere to lay low for a while and catch our breath.
Okay. I mean, I can do that just about anywhere, but you guys are a little more picky for comfort. uh,
Yeah. Yes, we
I'm
are.
fine in the woods.
Anywhere's better than here.
Yes, yeah, just anywhere but here. So I guess
I
we'll
Leon,
heard you
start.
can make
didn't
a
you make
tower,
a
to be fair.
didn't you make a tower earlier?
Yeah, but popping a tower up in the middle of town is kind of a bad idea. If we can get back out of
Sounds a
the
little conspicuous, yeah.
But
yeah.
you already did it. Can't we just go there?
Has it been 24 hours yet?
No.
It has not.
It
Oh,
is it is like the mid afternoon, like maybe 4 in the afternoon of the
I thought it
day.
was later in the day.
yeah. I
Maybe it's 4 or 5 then, but you cast it at like 11 at night.
okay. That is Brightleaf. That is an excellent idea, but we need to be careful. I'm sure that there's still probably a set of guards watching it. Um,
If I look over the horizon, I'm assuming I can see this tower, yeah.
Yeah, if you get high enough, you can. It's just to the north a little bit. It's the red
Okay.
dot.
Oh, I see. So I've definitely seen this thing.
Yes. I mean, you may not have noticed it because you know, have been flying around and stuff, but
It's another part of town, but I've definitely seen it. I know what
yeah.
he's talking about, probably.
I know you guys are right. It is maybe more like 6 or 7 at night now. Yeah, I remember there was like a sunset
Yeah.
duel, so it's more like
Yeah, that's one
twilight
of those
now.
things. That's why I was going to set traps. It was getting late in the day.
Yep. No, that makes sense. All right, thank you for reminding me. But yeah, as it's about 7:30 at night now, the tower should still be up for another 4 hours or so.
yeah, we can we can lay low in there for a little while and meet up with Yoga. I assume he'll be back at the ship whenever he's done with that next town. And I'm gonna look at Kleeck. Can you kid, do you think you could see it from here if you went up a little ways? Tell us if
Oh,
know any
yeah,
better.
easily.
Okay, if you wouldn't mind, could you do that for just a moment?
And now, as it gets darker out, Kleeck, you actually feel a bit more confident going up higher into the sky as you don't stand out nearly as much.
Uh-huh. Well, about halfway through Leon's last sentence, he took off.
Okay, perfect.
Of course he did.
Let's go ahead and roll a perception check there, Kleeck, with roll a perception check. Like I said, you may have seen it, but you probably didn't notice it from amongst it. You definitely see a tower kind of on a little bit of a rolling mound of hill. It's not too big of a hill, but it's like there's definitely a mound there. And it looks oddly placed to you, and that's what draws your eye. You definitely see it.
And around this tower, do I see guards?
With an 18, you see two towns guard. So the ones in blue.
Y'all on
They
some
seem like
spy
they're
shit.
chilling. They seem like they're chilling.
Are they paying
Like,
special attention to the tower, or are they just nearby?
they're just nearby, kind of watching the tower. One of them's kind of watching the tower. One is kind of like, you know, like playing solitaire or something. You know, they're just chilling. Like it seems like they're on guard duty for the tower. Like, you know, you're not supposed to go in. No one go near it. We were told it was going to disappear, sort of thing. So they're on watch for the tower.
All right, I'm gonna fly back down.
What did you see?
There's a couple of the blue ones near it, but they don't seem too interested.
Blue ones?
Yeah. The guards in blue, the ones that were chasing us weren't wearing the blue, I don't think.
Oh,
There's like the
no,
two
they
different
weren't.
kinds I've seen. I don't understand it, but
Yeah. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
aren't they like the town and the impure?
The town guards.
Braun, you will have also noticed in your time in the city that there is a distinct difference between two of the soldier groups here. You have the Towns Guard, who have, a little bit lighter of arms and armor. They don't seem as well regulated and trained, but they wear, blue colorings in that. And then you have the Imperial soldiers, who are more heavily armed and armored and wear the silver and red sort of Roman centurion style equipment. So there's a marked difference between different groups of armed folk that you see in town. And that's not to mention, of course, the different personal guards and bodyguards and such that you see for the various nobles. But this will also have been something that you noticed, that there's a blue and a red group.
All right.
Especially since you came to, when you arrived in this town, in the Imrabo section and had to cross the river in order to get to the Civic Center. That's neither here nor there. So the party then is going to head north. Do we want to do a round of stealth checks, or are we going to just dash there as fast as possible out in the open, or what are we doing?
No, we need to stealth our way there, I think.
Okay. Well, Pass Without a Trace is still up, so you can roll with plus 10 if you'd like.
I give us some guidance.
All right.
Yo, Brent, I got a question.
Go right ahead.
Obviously the characters aren't aware of this information, but is Bro's
Another
dream
30.
sequence uploaded, or was that?
No, not
Okay.
yet.
That's fine.
I apologize. It is something I'm just haven't done yet. I was gonna do some editing because there was a moment in the middle of it where the mic went out, but maybe I'll just leave it in there and it'll be a fun 2 minutes that you can deal with too. So, Braun got
I actually
14,
rolled twice.
Leon got 20, Kleeck got 11, and Brightleaf got 28. Well, actually, sorry, 28, 21 from Kleeck because it should have a plus 10. 30 from Leon, and 24 from Ron. So you are the shadows as you travel north, from tree to tree, from root to rock to crest of hill. In each shadow, you creep through, and you quickly find your way. Hey, bunny. You quickly find your way to Leon's Tower of Galder. And as you come up on the front here, let me go ahead and roll a perception check for the two guards. Get my card out for them. Yeah. And we got... Nope. So the one who's playing cards does not notice you at all. He rolled a 4, and the one who seems like they're paying attention to the tower. As you approach, he kind of turns and looks in your direction, but the shadows that you're standing in are so deep, and at this time of night, the torches that they have lit, they don't cast far enough and just into the dark wreathing of shadows around you, and they don't see you. He just kind of slides past and keeps watching the tower. So you feel that you can probably sneak past them to get to the tower unnoticed, riding off of the incredible rolls you just made and looking at what they got right there and the modifiers that they have. You'd kind of have to all roll like ones, and they'd have to roll 20s for it to. So I'm just going to go off the averages here and say you can sneak past them.
Yeah, we're gonna sneak into the tower.
All right, so Brightleaf is going to sneak with you. Braun, the group has made it to the tower, and they can sneak past the guards with the stealth rolls that you got. So you're able to make it to the tower. Kleeck, you can even just fly up to the top and enter from the the entrance that they have at the top of the tower.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay, cool. You find a hatch. You climb down the ladder in. Leon, if I remember correctly, you made 2 bedroom type rooms, right? So there was a bedroom on the bottom floor and a bedroom on the top floor. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and then there was the roof, so it was a 2-story. Okay, so Galder's Tower is pretty actually tightly cramped when you think about it, because it's only 10 by 10 rooms with a ladder in one corner. So four normal sized creatures can stand in one room together, and that's what you all are. So Brightleaf, Braun, Leon, and Kleeck, you can all gather together in the first or second story. No one notices you enter, and with the curtained windows that these bedrooms have, no one notices when you light a candle, Brightleaf, using I think it's what's the druid craft to light
Druidcraft.
several of the candles that are already in the room. So you have light in the room. The 4 of you are assembled. There's a bed to sit on for one of you, should you wish it. But now you can speak pretty privately for a moment. And as we get to this point where you've all now made it to Galder's Tower, we're going to jump back to Yoga as the wounded and defeated Ug'Turk returns with his group of about 12 orcs to the door, to the front gate of the Ug'Turk encampment. Yoga, you'll see them coming a bit before they get there. Are you going to do anything in particular in anticipation of their arrival?
I'll probably kind of stand up from my little position, but I'll kind of just, I'm not too far outside the gate. I'm assuming I'm kind of just waiting for them to approach me.
So, as Chief Ug'Turk leads his group, he's going to kind of slow up a little bit as he notices you and walk in your direction. And as he approaches you, 2 of the orcs with him will kind of step in front of him, defensively of him, and he'll kind of brush past him and be like, "Be at ease. This one means me no harm." And he's reading you as harmless at this time, which I know you're not. But
honestly, I think that's a fair assessment. As he's saying this, honestly, I'll probably add to it. I'm doing my little finger wave, like "hello."
So he's a large creature. So he's very, very massive. So he's going to come over to you and kind of look at you. Like, you can see that his eyes are kind of looking you up and down and measuring you and weighing you and maybe seeing how much he could lift you up and throw you. And he kind of just squats back on his haunches and then takes a seat, goes crisscross applesauce, and sits down in front of you and says, "I see you would like to talk." And you realize at this moment he's bleeding from some wounds. Like, he was slashed by some what looks like swords, exceptionally sharp swords. But he's just sitting here and looks like he wants to talk to you.
I kind of nod, but I say, but first, would you like a little bit of healing magic I could offer? Not much, but...
He kind of... If you wish.
Casting... Okay. So I'm casting Healing Word. I think because it's from a feed, my thing's weird. Okay, there we go.
Oh, it's fine. So you can see some of the wounds knit together a little bit. It helped, but he's still quite wounded. So he nods and in thanks and appreciation. The orcs have sort of gathered around behind him and are a little curious, and he kind of like leans over and waves for them to just go inside. The gate's opened at this point, They slowly, most of them head in. A couple of them wait by the gate, a little curious. Also want to watch the turtle talk to their chief.
I guess backtracking did as they kind of came in. I mean, I know the results, but could I see it on their faces? Could I ask?
Yeah, you can see that they're disappointed. But Ug'Turk doesn't look as disappointed. He actually looked more lost in thought.
So I kind of ask him. I heard about the duel. How did it go?
I lost.
You go kind of nod as like a, yep, I see. And I'm sorry. What happens now? What will your group do?
I do not know. There are some who wish to leave. This mistreatment is abnormal. On our lands, something such as this would have been resolved already. Here, though, it appears there is no recourse.
So I don't have to look at where is their lands?
Whose?
Uh,
Oh,
the
they would have to return back to Gravesenon in like the far east of the continent. So they'd have to cross, the river, cross into Swira, cross all of Swira into Gravesenon, and then whatever tribe they came from, return to it.
Well, I don't know what it means to you, but our group is looking into this place. We are coming to our own conclusions as they become more clear. I have a few questions about the landless, if you can answer them.
What of them?
I want an unbiased opinion first. The attacks, have you witnessed any of the landless attacks?
One.
Did they attack your group, or?
Yes. They came to the walls and started a fire. Tried to burn the encampment down.
Do all the attacks involve fire, or was this...
Some. Some are merely arrows in the night.
Yogo will kind of look a little shocked and say, I guess bow and arrow proficiency isn't so uncommon. I was expecting more barbarian types of tactics. Yoga's
He kind of quirks an eyebrow at that. I do not think it is the landless. The attacks are intelligent, coordinated.
Oh. Are you thinking a conspiracy theory?
I do not know. There are too many nobles here. They smile and lie and flatter. In Gravesenon, we make our true intentions known right away. It is easier.
Yoga will nod and say, thank you. You've given me some insight, friend. Did you perhaps wander across my group? I think they were heading to the Civic Center. I came here on my own.
Let me roll something for Ug'Turk real quick.
Is it a history check?
It is indeed. I don't remember anyone in particular. Only yourself, and you are here.
I'll nod and say, well, I'll have to find them then. Thank you. I'm gonna kind of start making my leave.
The captain. The lion. He is a man of honor. Whatever is happening here, he must not know of it. Otherwise, it would have ended differently.
I'll turn back and say, I see. I don't know what our next plan is, but I hope to see you again.
I do not know how long we will stay here, but you are an interesting one to talk to. What do I name you?
You may call me Yoga.
I am Ug'Turk, and he holds out a massive meaty paw.
Yoga will put out his claws and shake.
All right, yep. His big green hand will wrap around your claw and kind of completely engulf it, but it's surprisingly tender as he shakes your hand firmly but gently, and then releases. Thank you for the healing, Yoga. You may call here any time, for as long as we are here. Though again, I do not know how long that will be. There are decisions to be made within. And he glances over to the orcs who are near the gate, and they seem worried, but they're also just, kind of chilling there now. It seems okay.
I have decisions to make as well. And in fact, and I kind of grab up my spell book, or I guess maybe not my spell book, more like the staff, kind of, if he wasn't already obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I have a personal acquaintance with you, I actually have a spell that I can reach you at any time with far distances. It will come as a surprise if I ever decide to use it, but I wanted to forewarn you.
You are a wizard.
Yes.
I should not have said that you weren't dangerous. He kind of smiles, his two tusks protruding a little bit more.
Yoga will shrug and say, my place isn't on the battlefield. I try to influence other things.
Well then, shall we meet again, Yoga? And he stands up and kind of nods to you and then heads back inside. And the gate closes. And it is dark. And you can see that there are orcs on the walls. And you can see that they see you, but they don't move to speak to you at all from atop the walls, and you are left alone at the front gate. Unless there was anything you wanted to try and do in that moment to break in there. I don't know.
Cast fireball now.
Yeah, exactly. The gate's open.
What time? What about time of day is it again?
It is now evening. It is now dusk. It is dark. So I don't know, 8 p.m. The party has just reconvened in Galdur's Tower. You don't know this, but
yeah.
What direction are you going to go in?
Given the time, I'm going to head back to the docks.
Okay. So we will have you head in this general direction. Okay. Kleeck, can you roll a perception check for me, please?
Okay. Ooh.
So, as you are fluttering down to clamber inside of Galder's tower from above, you notice a familiar, even in the darkness, shambling shape off in the distance. Why, it is the form of your good friend Yoga, walking along one of the small track paths in between these little rolling hills and orchards. He seems oblivious to your presence, Kleeck, and is not looking in the direction of
Won't be for
Galder's
long.
tower. But, oh, okay. Well then,
I'm flying towards him.
Ooh.
Yoga, you are suddenly accosted by a gigantic crow in the middle of the night.
Yoga!
Oh, hello, Kleeck.
There was a fight, and
Oh,
we
the
ain't got
duel,
attacked,
I
and
heard.
Braun's alive! Braun's alive! Braun's with us!
Braun? Well, slow down, Kleeck.
Tower!
Tower.
I'm gonna point to the tower. Tower!
I thought the tower was being watched by guards.
Only a couple of the blue ones.
Okay. Are we able to enter?
Yeah.
I know. I'm gonna just start walking towards the tower then.
All right. So, Yoga, are you trying to sneak it all, or are you just walking?
I've been told I'm able to walk in, so I'm just heading right for the door.
Very good. So, Yoga, as you walk up to the door, as you just walk
Before
up to
he
the door,
does that,
you'll see. Okay,
can I-
let's go ahead.
I'm sitting here. Yoga's got this huge shell.
Yes.
It's hard to find an image in the Discord. It's been so long, but I've seen his token.
Yeah.
Oh, it's in the
Yeah, I mean, I'm
players.
looking at it in the chat right now.
The players. Yep.
Yeah, let me even look there.
Y'all should post your stuff in the players.
Yeah, I need to get to that. Can I attempt to land on the shell
Yes.
and ride along?
Yoga, what's your carrying capacity? I'm just curious.
For the record, I'm pretty light.
Like, what's your strength?
It's 10, so 10 times 15.
You can carry 150 pounds. Kleeck, how much do you weigh?
60.
How much are you carrying?
About 50.
Yoga, how much are you carrying?
Not a lot, but maybe. And
If it's like 40 or less, you can carry him with no issue.
it's 69.
Ooh, okay. What's over encumbered? Isn't that like?
I think it's just half speed.
Okay? So you can walk at half speed with Kleeck on top of you.
And that's in combat.
Oh yeah, and so you're just kind of walking. So we could even say that you're dashing each round. You won't get exhaustion from it. I don't know, whatever. But you don't
Technically,
dash. Yeah, you
yeah.
don't dash. Anyways, Kleeck, you land on top of Yoga.
Oh,
Yoga, you
well,
walk along.
What were you
What were
gonna
you gonna
say?
say?
Okay, I'm looking up encumber to get special things, but I think like there's so many different rules for encumbrance. I'm gonna look at the PHB that I have next to me.
Correct.
I was gonna say, if you want to be so super technical, you could say that there's if he's kind of perched, he could probably do in a way that doesn't put all of his weight on me. I don't know. That's a
I
real
mean, if he's on you,
technicality.
he's on you. So
No,
I don't
that's
know,
fair.
but I feel you. It's not a big deal because you're traveling together. So
won't do much.
you get to the guards though, and they very much notice you because you are not sneaking by. So as you walk
They noticed
up to them,
the big turtle with a Aerococker on the back.
yeah, as you walk up to them, you notice one of them is kind of just sitting on the ground playing cards on like a barrel, and like one of them is kind of leaning against a wall, half paying attention to the tower, half paying attention to like the dude playing cards. They're chatting, and as you walk up to them, they're like, "Evening," and then as you walk past them towards the tower, they're like, "Hey, wait, hey, stop!"
I stop. Oh, yes.
You are you? What are you doing? You gonna go to that? This is private property.
I'm kind of looking at Kleeck before I speak because
Isn't it Leon's?
Yes,
Who's
about
Leon?
Our friend.
yes, he's the one that summoned this tower.
Oh, the guy with the mask who made the tower. They were telling us about him. What? Yeah, it's his tower, but didn't he say he was gonna like disappear or something? We're waiting for that.
I'm looking down at the magic turtle below me.
Yeah, I'm like now I'm gonna look at where I kind of see a setting sun. It's like I
Oh yeah,
kind of
it's
like
dark now. The
I'm
sun
like
has set.
I'm doing some mumbling. I was like, probably in a couple of hours it should be gone.
All right, yeah. Well, for now, then you're gonna need to not be on this land. It belongs to one of our important citizens.
Like I kind of look at Kleeck and then just say, "Oh, apologies." I kind of give a little bow and say, "We'll be on our way then."
Oh, no worries. It's all right. Just
Kind of,
got to keep the peace. Can't have towers falling out of the sky anymore.
of course. After I get a safe distance away, I was like, I kind of look at Kleeck. So can't go in the tower?
I guess not. I just kind of flew in the top.
What about everyone else?
How? I think they went in the door, but they had this weird shadow thing going.
It has since
Question:
passed.
how heavy is yoga?
I'm 410 pounds.
Yikes! I don't think I could do that one, Chief.
No,
Not with 12
no, no, you could not.
strength.
I think a Goliath, if he didn't have strength build, would still struggle to lift me.
It would take a bit. It would take quite a bit. So yes, it would
It would
take
take
like
a Goliath with a decent strength score.
a barbarian Aarakocra. Yeah, yeah. I don't know how you guys are gonna get in. They're not super attentive, but you just walked past them, so
Yeah. I'm not about messing with the guards. Unbeknownst to Yoga,
Look,
he's
he's
the
just
only
saying there's a
one.
$2 bill. Add
When
3 more zeros too, you got $2,000. Fucking dumbass.
he's the one not in trouble right now, even though he doesn't know that for the party. So
exactly.
Maybe we just try and sneak in like the rest of the party did? Or at least if you
Where
can sneak in, then I can fly.
where did Kleeck go? Brightleaf's looking around. She's gonna like peek out one of the windows. Let me see with a perception check to see if she notices.
Yeah, at this point I would probably be actively flying off.
Oh,
Or
okay. Yoga was
I'm
going to say
assuming we're kind
something.
of going back to.
Unless you're hiding already, she will definitely notice the two of you getting waylaid out there. Yoga and Kleeck are outside.
Yeah, meanwhile Kleek's just like kneeling on his shell. Or probably sitting down.
So my
Just
question
so
to Kleeck
short.
is going to be, where is the group going to go? That tower should disappear in a couple hours. Maybe you should.
I
hop-
think we were just trying to lay low, he said.
I've never cast this spell before, but I do believe that it should just disappear right under you guys. Maybe you should fly back in and ask the group. I'm going to stay out here.
I don't think we were planning on staying there the whole time.
Well, you've only got a couple of hours.
Yeah. Flying. He's going up to the tower and going in.
I think Kleek's upstairs. You come down the staircase to the, or not staircase, ladder to the first floor.
I'm just gonna poke my head down through the hatch.
Okay.
Guys! This place is gonna
Yeah.
disappear around us pretty soon, Yoga says.
Yeah. And
There's guards outside, and where are we gonna go?
Dude.
Kleek's head is just sticking upside down the hatch.
yeah, we got a few more hours.
Isn't Yoga gonna come in?
You can't get past the guards, and we only have a few hours, is what he seems to be saying is the issue. He's asking where he doesn't know where we're gonna go after.
Well, that's why we're here. We're gonna figure out
Yeah.
where to go next.
Yeah,
I can't carry him in. He's really heavy.
of course. Just
I also don't know if his shell would fit through the hatch very easily.
no. I'm fairly certain he wouldn't. That is not a yoga-sized hatch.
Just tell him to sneak in.
I just look at the tiny little rogue halfling and don't respond to that.
It's Brightleaf. Rhea's not here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting the voice.
No, you're fine.
I can get him to try. He's kind of big.
By the way, at this point, Yoga's probably going to position himself where he can maybe see the hatch, but not be super close to the guards. But
Okay.
also, I'm trying to look because I'm trying to be in message range, which is
Okay.
120 feet. So I don't
You
know.
you can easily get within message range while still hidden and nearby.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just looking at the top of the hatch
To where Kleeck is.
where I expect Kleeck to be coming back
Okay.
out of. He's not
So
there.
yes. So Kleeck, you said you were going back out, or?
I'm still just kind of looking at him. Should I go try to get him to sneak in?
I mean,
Yes.
it's that, or he doesn't come, or we leave.
Try to sneak him in, and if that doesn't work, come and get us.
Okay. Flap, flap, flap.
As soon as I see your head, Kleeck, I'm gonna message you, and it's like, stay right there. I can talk with you from this distance with a spell. You can reply to this message.
Beady little bird eyes go wide.
As you hear the message in your ear, head, mind,
You
brain.
probably hear a loud squawk of "What?"
Oh, I'm gonna roll perception checks then.
very much out loud.
Yep.
Dang. That's fine. It's fine.
Nope. You're
Does
good.
not matter. Not even a little.
No.
So I'm gonna again with another message. I'm like, okay, calm down.
Birds are loud tonight.
Caw, caw.
Use the message again. I'm gonna calm down, and I'm gonna describe my point of interest and or the point where I'm currently sitting, and see so he can see me using the spell.
Kleek's got good eyes. With help, he could probably figure it out.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say you find him eventually, quickly.
And then you see Yoga pointing the finger, and I say, "It's a spell. I'm not actually talking. You're just hearing what I have to say." You can reply to this message.
How do I respond? Out loud. Although a little quieter. Not screaming.
Huh? Actually,
You probably just see his beak moving around and some faint
if he
squawking.
replies in a whisper, I'm not sure if you just automatically reply to the message. I'm not sure how that works.
I mean, you just recast it and send a new thing if you want. It doesn't matter because it's a cantrip.
Yeah, but he said, how do he? Kleeck asked, how does he reply?
Oh, then you would, in order to reply to him, send another. Yeah, that would be the reply then, I believe.
Yeah. So Kleeck, I guess Kleeck doesn't realize he'd be actually replying, and just speak in a whisper. I'm again pointing my finger at custom message, and you should automatically reply. I can hear everything you're saying.
What? In a whisper. He's not just whispering and confused.
And I'm message. What are you guys' plans right now?
I was told to try and help sneak you in.
was so sad. I was actually going to look at casting enlarge reduce on myself, but it's not prepared. Hmm. I'm going to send a message and it's like, I'm safe out here. You guys convene for yourselves. When you guys are ready to come down, come to the rooftop and I can cast a spell to slow your descent.
I can slow my own descent.
No. But the others cannot. They're not
They're on the
birds.
bottom floor.
Yes,
They're
I
on
want.
the ground.
When you guys are ready to leave, I want you guys to come to the top of the tower and jump simultaneously.
Why not? Why?
Because the guards are outside the tower. But you can't just walk out the door right now.
What would falling on them do
They
any
just
better?
walked in the front.
I don't know. No. You jump in the other direction. So hopefully to not catch the guard's attention. That's the whole point.
What are they gonna do anyway once the tower disappears and we're just standing there? I mean, we'll just leave.
Brightleaf climbs up the ladder. Kleeck! Kleeck, why aren't you getting him? What's taking so long?
I kind of like, you will see Yoga go like, oh my god, thank god, I messaged her and like I have a spell I can talk to you guys like this. What are you guys doing?
Where are you? Why aren't you coming in?
I will point to where he is.
She's looking directly at you and has like the shrug emoji.
Well, I'm out here because they're not on to me. What's your guys' plans? How are you guys getting out of the tower?
We go out the front door. Look at them. They're pathetic. She gestures at the guards. The one who is leaning against the wall has started to fall asleep, and the one who's playing cards is gone slightly down an alley. You can see that he is urinating.
I just add a character real quick. I could see how Kleeck got the voices mixed up. The Brightleaf
It's
is
also
being,
been a little while since we heard Rhea last session.
Yeah.
She has more of that accent going on.
Brightleaf's being very temper tantrum.
A little bit. She killed people and brought them back to life.
Ah, yeah, right. Gotcha. I'm shaking my head. I'm like, well, you guys can. I'll meet you guys wherever you want. Once you figure out this mess, I can even help you get out of the. If you want to go out the door, you can. I'm not going past the guards.
She slides down out of view. Heads back down to the first floor and is clearly annoyed as Braun and Leon sight her, and she kind of sits down on the bed and is like, "He's not coming in. Should we leave?" Braun, you have something to talk about.
Yeah, I was hoping to have everybody here first. Where? Did he say there were guards outside?
Kleeck will go and stick his head through the hatch again.
Yoga doesn't have anything to say, but he'll cast the message and say, "Do you have something to say?"
Oh, I meant like he was climbing down out of that hatch and sticking his head down
Oh,
into the
okay,
first floor.
gotcha. Right.
Sorry.
Well, you wondered what happened to me. And, after I was stabbed, I fell into this deep sleep. The blade was coated in some kind of poison, something my dear Ixa fixed up. I woke up in a secret chamber of the Lucky Unicorn's headquarters. And yeah, I was out for several days and had some strange dreams, but whatever. When I woke up, I was outfitted and briefed on our mission, and I set out to find all of you. So, my job right now is to just help you all with the plan. I think it was find a way to get each mayor to vote in favor of the Ansarum decision.
Hmm.
Yeah.
The mayor here does not want to do that.
Well, we're gonna have to make him want to. Anybody got an idea?
Do something nice for him?
Shut up,
That's
Kleeck.
what we
No.
did last time. Uh,
I'm sure
Well,
Kleeck is being
it worked
I
last time. We saved the city from the dead fish and all the zombies and stuff.
have you spoken to him since then?
Came and talked to him a lot, and he convinced him to do the vote.
Oh yeah. Where is Cayman?
Uh,
We
We
don't
don't know.
We after we convinced the Nueva mayor to vote with us, he just vanished one night. No, no apologies, no goodbyes, nothing. Just puff of smoke.
That's strange. What about where's Eglor?
We don't know.
No idea.
I think he left after the encounter with the creepy dude.
Yeah, he flew away. We never saw him again.
Braun he grabs the back of his head, moves his hands over his head and kind of face palms while rubbing down. Right. Well,
Cayman, though, he put on a ring before he left.
Yeah.
a ring.
In the crypt we went to while you were gone. He said he found a ring and put it on, and I guess it let him do some strange things. But it
He
almost killed him, too.
Yeah. He almost didn't make it out of that little encounter.
I see. Anyway, back to what we're gonna do about this mayor. You said
Well,
you haven't spoken to him since you dealt with these fish monsters.
The mayor?
The mayor.
we
Go ahead.
we talked to him a few days ago, and he Riley, or excuse me, Lucy, talked to him, and she's I don't know what her agenda is, but she's hell bent on making him vote with the Empire, and something about buying land, but that's not important right now. Past that, uh, he was having issues with a string of murders around the town that I believe they're blaming on they call them landless, but they're just homeless people at this point.
Right.
and
Chill.
the work chief from earlier. They've been having a dispute, which I suppose has been sorted out after today's fight. Um, Besides that, we're here to deal with my sister right now and possibly catch a serial killer in the process. Hopefully.
A serial killer?
Yeah, the string of murders that the mayor was dealing with, I believe that the if we want to sway one way or the other, regardless of how Lucy's talked to him, we might want to catch this one. Seems dangerous.
Do you think it was only one person?
Well, not all of them. We haven't seen any of the crime scenes. We haven't seen much in the way of suspicious activity from any one person, but these people are living in fear and starving just to try and survive at this point. Nothing is much more shady than that. And
I see.
I'm sure they're not all one person, but I'm sure that they probably are connected to some degree.
I see. I see. Well, I would have planned on brute forcing the mayor to agree, but I guess if we can find these serial killers, I think we could win his favor. You're right. I look over at Kleeck. Sorry, I snapped at you, kid.
Big dumb bird smile.
Leek, was it your idea to try and save that elf earlier?
Yeah?
That was a good idea. Nice effort. Didn't work
Even
out.
bigger, dumber
Good
bird
idea.
smile.
All right. So now we decide what's our next plan of action.
Do you think they'll know to go to our boat?
I don't think they've seen us. Not the Imperials. I think it was just some town guards that saw us. So I don't think they will go to the boat. If they do, I think Yoga's pig is more than equipped enough to handle them.
What about your sister?
Pig?
Now she knows that you're here.
Wait, how would the pig handle the guards? When
You
I
never
landed
seen-
there, it just kind of oinked at me.
Have you never seen an angry pig?
Yeah, I
Like,
saw it
they're-
earlier, and it was really underwhelming.
Well, did you heard how loud it was? I'm sure they heard it from over at the Ug'Turk place.
I mean, I guess it was annoying. I considered adding it to my collection of drying meats.
Oh my gosh. Okay. But I don't think they'll go to the boat. If they do, they won't find anything except for even the Bard fellow left. They might find Rhea and Lucy, but they are not even really connected to us by anything other than mere coincidence at this point.
They'll also find a really loud pig.
They will also find a very loud pig. Thank you, Kleeck.
In the distance, you hear.
And back to the boat. That
Kleek's beak is watering a little bit.
Bacon!
again.
I
Been a
don't
long
appreciate
time
you
since I had a
guys
pig.
wanting to eat my pig.
Excuse me, I spent the first, how many sessions of this campaign with people trying to eat me?
Don't think
About-
you're off the menu
about
yet, bird
20.
boy.
About 20 sessions of that.
I couldn't escape. If you, May, I know what you mean, but like, imagine it wasn't the pig and it was you.
Pancake.
Imagine you couldn't go the first 20 sessions of this game. You were being called nothing but turtle soup.
Been there, done that.
First 20 sessions. I've been here for longer than that. I don't. I just missed them calling you food.
Yeah.
It had
That was-
calmed a little by then. It was the first 6 or so, but
Yeah.
in any case.
But I don't think they would go to the boat. I think they will probably come here at some point. So I think take a short rest and we move, but we need to know where. Yoga went to the 2 shanty towns in the northwest.
I think
Did
I
he-
caught him on the way to one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were with
But-
him when Kleeck found you.
As for my sister, I think she knows we're here. She'll be on guard. But she didn't seem to have much security detail, which is very strange.
I mean, we did kind of take down most of it.
Not even that. She's a governess. Usually they carry like many guards.
Did you
But
see
she-
how hard those ones hit? They're
Yes,
firing like 3 arrows at a time.
still.
I don't think you need very many when each one can fire that much. Even I can't go that much.
Yeah. But I think can't stop thinking about that arrow shot. But still, I think she'll be on guard. Bryn, did we see if the Razan houses were finished building, or were they just kind of like in the process?
You know, they did say that the different like pieces of territory around here have been constructed at different rates, and the Razan estate, they said, I believe it went up in like a week. There are other buildings on that plot of land that are still in construction, but the main Razan estate is constructed.
So she's probably going to be locked up in her estate for the next few days, or traveling there and back between the inn we found her in. But I don't think she'll be coming out or looking outward for anyone.
You still have to avoid those elf guards, though. They might try and attack you again.
Oh, they absolutely will. But hope if we play our cards right, they won't have time to. So I think for now, we'll start with the serial killer.
Yeah, that
take any-
sounds important.
Take any advantage we can. If we see her and we're still up to it, we can attack if we see her about. I still have 3 or 4 more days before my contact is supposed to meet me again if he's still working on my behalf.
He might turn that into a trap.
Yeah, and if so, I'm working on a plan of action for that as well. So, I say we take a rest here, or make our way back to the docks, and get ourselves ready for what happens next. We should take a look at the rest of the shanty towns and ask around. Any thoughts or ideas?
I like the idea of just taking a little rest now. I've been traveling a long time.
Need to figure something out for Yoga as well.
He said he didn't want to get past the guards.
Okay. Okay. I guess tell him to meet us back at the ship, and we'll be there before the night's over.
All right. I will go up to the top hatch and stick my head out and look around for the turtle again.
Yoga, I'm guessing you haven't moved.
Nope, I've been waiting patiently. I
Yep.
point my finger at him and I say, "Do you have anything to say?"
Meet us at the ship later. We'll be there before the night ends. Supposedly.
I'm gonna see Yoga kind of like think for a moment. I'm gonna point my finger again. I'm gonna say, "Could you get Leon out here?"
Stick my head down. Leon!
There's no need to yell.
I'm just gonna sit on the roof and give him the ladder.
One of the guards looks around. Huh? Goes back to playing cards.
The absolute worst idea. To yell at
I
you.
stuck my head down the hatch first.
That's why the DC was higher. It was close, but no.
What do you need? What, Kleeck? What?
Are you just sticking your head up out of the hatch?
I'm trying to figure out what. Yeah, I'm gonna stick.
You see a
then
masked
I don't know.
top-hatted friend of yours stick their head out of the top of the tower, Yoga.
Carefully masking my distaste of his mask, I'm gonna stare at him and wait for Yoga to talk to him with
Yes.
his weird psychic finger.
So I see Leon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I point my finger and I'm like, "Leon, please tell me I can talk to you." Brightleaf's upset and Kleeck is Kleeck.
Ah!
What are you thinking? Yes.
I was just going to offer the assistance that I don't know how you plan to get out of the tower. I know Brightleaf said the guards were kind of dumb, but if you'd like, I have a spell that can slow the descent of y'all. You need to jump simultaneously out of the tower. Otherwise, I can meet you at the ship, whatever works. I'm aware that I'd probably be casting this through multiple messages.
That's fine. We're just gonna go with it. Don't worry.
Yeah. Just easier flow.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm asking Leon if he wants to try Feather. If he wants to try to convince everyone to Feather Fall, or if they just want to walk out the front door.
What say you, Leon?
We can't stay here forever, but everybody's in here is pretty hurt. Give me just a second. I'm gonna pop my head down the hole. Brightleaf.
What?
Can you do that stealth thing you did earlier again? I don't know that spell.
I would need to rest before I could do it again.
Okay. I'm gonna pop my head back up.
Point my finger so you can actually speak to me.
Yeah. We can, but we're gonna have to take the long way back to the docks. The guards are on lookout for us.
Yep, fine by me. By the way, at this point, Bryn, can I locate a point from the tower's the red place?
Yep.
So I'm assuming if their guards are out in the front here, I can kind of look to see if they have a safe location where they can jump and.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Investigation. I don't have a +6 in that. It's pretty good though.
It says +3, but with that, you do find that there's a hay bale next to a compost pile near the base of the tower, kind of towards the back of it.
I don't even need them to like have somewhere soft because the feather fall, they'll
Yeah.
take no damage. I just
But-
need them.
But what I'm saying is there's not only is that the backside that's not being watched, but there is softness there as you investigate.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah, I message Juliana. I'll just wait here. Pop your head out if you need anything.
1 second. I'm gonna pull Kleeck back down with me. Come on, let's go talk to everybody.
I'll give one more look towards Yoga and then climb down.
So, she says to you, Braun, how was being dead?
It was strange, to say the least. My eyes were open to many things. I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But Dick says potions really work, huh?
Oh yeah, they do.
Sorry to interrupt your deep conversation contemplating life. We have a way out, and I think we should take it for now.
Wait, did he talk to you about the levitate or the fall thing?
Yeah, he did.
I don't understand why we need to do that when we can just be on the bottom floor. What are they gonna do to us once
Well-
it disappears? I mean, we just leave.
Well, the issue is we are wanted criminals.
And
That
those guys out there don't give a crap.
not until they figure out who we are. Then they're gonna know which way we headed, that we were here, and that we were involved. Which is gonna give them a whole heap of reason because I'm sure they are not the only guards we've passed walking through here.
If we just want to take care of the guards for a moment, we don't have to sneak past them. We can temporarily blind them.
You can do what now? How? What kind of magic are you playing at, Brightleaf?
That thing Cayman does with the black circle. I can do that too.
Oh.
I'd rather stay out of that, but good luck with it. I'll probably just fly away myself.
She kind of leans over to the window and pushes open the blinds a little bit and says, just cast it on his cards. And we run by while they're confused.
That might work.
She shrugs. Either way.
Probably best to get out of here without leaving any trace that we were here. I think we're gonna have Yoga feather us down the other side of the building,
Okay.
and we'll take the long route back to the ship, where we can catch our whole breath. Does that sound good with everyone?
Brightleaf nods.
Braun nods.
Sure.
Kleeck will
Kleeck.
upside down shrug.
Right.
Then let's get going.
Yep, everybody to the roof.
All right, so in that time, it's been a little while. You do feel that it is getting closer to the time of night when the tower actually will disappear. So as you all climb up to the top, the four of you up here on this 10 by 10 roof, you all edge towards the back of it. It is kind of cramped with all four of you here. Yoga, you see them one by one coming up to the top.
Message Leon. I say it's very important that you all do this at the same time.
Just point us where we need to jump.
Kleeck is
Point
just going to
over to
start
the hay
flying and fly over to where Yoga is currently.
I'm gonna point Kleeck over to the hay bale. Have the single of them.
Okay, I'll get everybody to do it at the same time. Just be ready.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna look back to everybody. We're gonna have to do this all at once. Okay?
Okay.
Alright. When I jump, everybody jump. And I'm going to step up to the side we were pointed at and jump off.
All right. Brightleaf follows your lead. I would have everyone roll an acrobatics check, but is Yoga gonna cast Featherfall, or is he gonna just let them fall to their deaths?
It's like, yeah, this is a perfect chance to just TP like half the party. No, I cast Featherfall.
Okay, so all three, Leon, Braun, and Brightleaf, you float gently to the ground, not landing in the hay or the compost, but gently in the grass nearby.
If you want to add some excitement, since the fall range is like 60 feet compared to the message range, they might have been falling for like maybe a half a second and like, oh shit, he fucked it up, and then it went into effect.
So yeah, for a brief second you were terrified, and then you landed gently. And at this point, you are sufficiently in shadow. It's dark enough back here where there are no torches. The torches were lit by the guards who are, at the front. Back here it's darker. You can kind of just fade into the night. With the distance between the buildings in this neighborhood, in this area, you don't have much trouble getting from place to place. There's wide sections of open land, but in this night space where Leon and Yoga, you've seen it before, it is dark, even on the paths that are well traveled. Not as much infrastructure to the newly developed parts of the city.
Message Leon one more time and say, I can start making my way to the ship now, a little bit ahead of you guys, unless you need me for something.
Yeah, we'll meet you there. We're gonna take the long way.
A nod, and I'm gonna head to the ship.
All right. So everyone is going to eventually go to the ship. I won't have anyone roll any sort of checks because it's dark and you will be fine. With that, though, for now, let us take a quick 5-ish minute break. I would like a drink, personally. So I will be right back.
Okay.
Yep.
We've all got evil backup characters. Wonderful.
Yes, I do have an
Not
evil backup.
evil, just chaotic neutral.
Mine,
And maybe a little
because I know how to
loudmouth.
play an evil character. They wouldn't like actively just. They're not a murder hobo, but they would probably have some goal against the party. That's for certain. A good way to play an evil character is to have a goal in mind that's against the party, but not to actively be working against them.
I mean, I mostly make good or neutral characters, but like, I have an evil character, and like, he's not a good person, but like, for a lot of reasons, he still works with the party.
Yeah.
In the end, he's kind of tied by contract to do what he's told, and in the end, he doesn't really care about doing what he's told as long as he gets paid, or gets to live. Honestly,
I was just thinking with an evil, because either your party's gonna get like upset, and like in character wise, if you're pissing off the characters, it's like, well, why are you in our party? Get out of here, you stupid necromancer.
Here's the thing: when you're gonna play a character that's evil, you have to come up with a reason why they care about the party.
Yes.
You have to, because otherwise you're going to get exactly what you're talking about. You're going to get a moment where they are just at cross purposes with the people they're traveling with, and everyone's getting upset because it's like, why are you working against us? And there gets to be acrimony, and it becomes a real life problem instead of a
wait a minute. Why do I let this
problem.
person go with us?
And I trust this group to like if I came in with an evil character, I'd character. I trust the group not to metagame. Like my ideal kind of thing is like they're using the party in some sort of like this would be this is why I said I'd probably play because it's the character I kind of got to play. This is actually like my first character I made, but it was also the first. It was ran by someone who was not super experienced with DMing, and it was a great fun time by itself. But like, there's more that I wanted to do with that character.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of the few times I want to actually bring a character back and play them again. I might make them different, but like personality-wise, I've got something in mind. And I think a political intrigue campaign is a perfect campaign to play them in.
I have a fairy boxer that just makes iron fists to beat people to death.
Nice.
A fairy that makes iron fists. That's funny. Funny because can't fairies not touch iron without hurting themselves?
Old steel.
I don't.
You're halfway right.
Steel. Thank you.
It depends on what mythos you look at, but
Braun.
generally cold iron or cold steel in most
Braun is here.
fantasies.
Braun is here. Wonderful. Okay, so Braun is in the dining room. Okay, great. Okay, so the party has arrived back. Kleeck also needs to be somewhere. I think he was in the top right corner. Kleeck, where are you?
Does the peel squig, and do I need to silence him as soon as he does?
No, he's quiet. He's controlled by you, so when I make him squeal, it's because you wanted him to.
Yeah.
Kleeck, where are you? I'm scared.
He's up in the crow's nest. He's tanning the more hides.
He's peeing
Where did
on.
my token go, though? Also,
I think we deleted it when you flew away.
yeah.
There he goes. Oh, he's sitting on top of... Who is that? It's Yoga.
Oh, Yoga, but it wasn't there when I snapped the token down.
He's sitting on top of Yoga again.
To be fair, that's what I was doing before. I was just riding on top of a shell. Could very easily do that again.
I was like, every time you do it, Yoga's gonna like be like, I don't know why you do this, but like he's not gonna fight it.
You are the perch.
Big shell, comfy.
As you come back on deck, Rhea comes out of the cabin door and she looks kind of worried and is like, Lucy's really not doing well. I don't know what the problem is, but she's been asleep and kind of shaking and shivering and
Not like almost, Yoga misanalyzing the situation. He's not gonna really care for what Ray just said, and it's like, oh, Braun, you haven't met Lucy. Well, probably not a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, Braun, what?
Surprise.
Yoga will also be like, oh yeah, Braun, I haven't talked to you in a while.
How are you alive?
It's a long story.
He got stabbed, but then he was sleeping.
Yeah, some kind of poison was coated on whatever I was stabbed with. I had a good night's sleep for a few days, but I'm back now.
I wondered if something was up with that. Kind of weird how she... Okay, well, then, welcome back. I guess you haven't met Lucy. She's really sick. I'm gonna go back. Make yourselves at home, though, for now. And she goes back into the cabin and is tending to Lucy.
I have a question,
I'm
DM.
gonna come over to
Go
Braun.
ahead.
Oh.
If I stand up to full height on Yoga, can I see the pig?
If you stand up to full height on Yoga, can you see the pig on the second deck? Yoga, how tall are you?
Oh god. I gotta actually look this stuff up.
I think
The
you
shell
can.
probably goes a little extra.
5'11".
5'11", and
Yeah.
you're how tall, Kleeck?
Almost just under 4 foot.
I think you can, then, yes.
I'm giving the pig the death stare. I've given him like
if
the,
Kleeck's
I got
moving
my
with
eyes
me,
on you.
I'm
thing,
moving. I'm
know?
moving to Braun. And as Rhea kind of
He's gonna
goes in, I'm
fall
just
a
gonna
little
say, I think those two ladies are dating right now. I haven't really
Yeah.
asked about it. I kind of shrug.
I see.
So Braun, what I never really thought you were dead, but I am surprised to see you're here. What is your goal now?
Well, it's like I said earlier to everyone else. I was sent back to help you all with the plan. Convince these mayors to agree to the Answerim decision.
I'm looking at these two. I'm like, did you not tell him?
Tell him what?
I kind of sigh. And, our group's kind of been. You see, Lucy has been wanting to go against the Lucky Unicorns, and I think, well, Kleeck is Kleeck. I say as I'm assuming he's not with me anymore.
He's on top of the crow's nest, about 15, 20 feet above you.
I don't think Kleeck has a really side in this. I'm assuming Rail will side with Lucy. And then I'm gonna look at these two. And then I thought we were going against the Lucky Unicorns, not for them. Was that not the plan?
Well,
Good question.
the Inquisitor wanted us to infiltrate and destroy the Lucky Unicorns. And the Lucky Unicorns wanted us to make the mayors vote in favor of joining the Empire. I don't know what their game is, but the two aren't even mutually exclusive.
Assuming I'm still paying attention from up where I am, can I get in on this?
You can.
Yeah. I assume that you can hear them, and that even if they're talking quietly, it is night and it is dark, and while you're at a dock, it's quiet. You know, you hear water sounds of the river lapping at the sides of the boats and the posts and what have you, but you can hear them from where you
I'm
are.
just gonna kind of lead over the side of the crow's nest. I'd rather not work with the unicorns if I don't have to, but if both sides want us to do the same thing right now, when the time comes, I'd rather go against the unicorns. I don't like the dishonesty that's implied by falsifying votes.
And nod at Kleeck and say, it's like, I happen to agree. I kind of look at the people on deck with me. I do want to help this city for the sake of helping it, but... And I kind of look towards the door where Lucy is. I was going to ask this about Lucy since she's the adamant one about this. Because if we were going against the unicorns, I don't exactly see a whole point of swaying the mayor's vote. Sure, we can disrupt their plan momentarily, but the grand scale of things does have they would take a big hit if the capital wasn't moved to answer them. But in the end, they'd still exist as they do today.
Are you saying that if we want to destroy the unicorns, we need to be more active?
We need to think of it in a different way than what we're doing right now. I'm not saying the answer is clear, though.
I think I know what we need to do. I'm gonna look around at everybody.
He goes
But
raising an eyebrow at you.
I don't think you're gonna like it.
Kleeck is still looking down, hanging half over the railing of the crow's nest.
We got released in an effort to infiltrate and destroy. I think we need to play along for a little while longer.
Well, I mean,
Maybe you...
yeah, the Inquisitor told us to get close, and I mean, we haven't gotten any further orders, as he said, so we just keep going along, right?
Yeah, I think going along with them and making nice with the unicorns might be a good idea. Maybe not swaying every town we get to work with them, but getting some. Labeling some as failures and some as successes might be our best way of getting further in and making what we're supposed to be doing more effective.
Yoga shakes his head no and says, the other group is doing the same task that we are for the other cities. They're not on the same page as we are. They're probably getting a lot more mayors to say yes. They're still going to win this vote if we help them in any way.
Yeah.
Yoga, can't you send them a message and ask them to do what we're doing?
I don't know if that's a good idea.
What if they betray us to the
Yeah.
unicorns? We haven't really talked much about it with them, and just one message. They don't.
Yeah, that might not be a good plan of action.
Well, this time I nod in agreement and say yes. That's also hard to. Message is only 25 words, not to mention what Leon said.
Hey everyone, she's resting a little easier now. What happened, Ron? What happened? You've been gone all day. It's dark as shit now. Did something happen?
A lot has happened today, Ray.
A lot.
Ron, you want to?
I was going to ask Leon, what did you all decide for today? What was the plan of action?
So we've decided that figuring out the serial killer angle might be our best bet for now. If we run into my sister again, we're gonna go after her. But considering we did have a run-in with her earlier today, it's probably better that we keep this on a case-by-case basis until we figure out more. I know you don't like what we're doing, Yoga, but it'll all work out.
Well, I don't mind investigating. And then he kind of pauses. Did you call the attack serial killer?
It seems to make more sense that way. You have a series of murders that are taking place on what seem like regular or patternized civilian targets. It'd be strange for it not to be.
I haven't relayed information to you guys as I should have. So, while you guys were at the Civic Center, I waited as Ug'Turk returned. He told me that he had lost, but I also asked him questions. He doesn't think the attacks are from the landless, or at least not all of them. One attack that his group endured was the landless trying to set a fire. They didn't attack anyone per se. And then another was a barrage of arrows. I question the fact that people with no homes could afford bow and arrows to just attack people with without a goal in mind. I don't think that these landless would do that. We have more than one type of attacker at the moment.
So, a fire and a hail of arrows. So, I think the fire would probably be a protest, stirring up something, but the arrows, that I mean, there's local hunters, I'm sure, but nothing like that. They wouldn't waste it on that. That's got to be something. That's got to be organized. Where did the hail of arrows strike?
Brent, do I remember from the conversation if he said where they struck, or did he just say?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I said it explicitly, but he probably would have pointed in directions, and he would have pointed to the right of the entrance. So in the northern direction of the camp was where the fire was set, and the hail of arrows occurred on the south of the camp. Yeah.
So I'll kind of just say, yeah, north and south, and respectively.
Mm-hmm.
The fire was the fire had to have been the landless, but those arrows could have been soldiers. If that might be jumping to a conclusion, but this could be an issue. We need to know more before we make any accusations, though.
Also, I'm trying. Has anyone mentioned to Yoga now that he's with everyone about the? Did they mention the fact that Leon, you guys were attacked? Obviously I know, but I'm trying to remember if you guys have mentioned it now.
They kind of briefly brought it up in passing about his, but they haven't given context. Said explicitly, no. I don't think they have.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll at this point I'll ask. You mentioned earlier being attacked, Leon. What's that about?
So, Ug'Turk had a duel with the captain of the guards, and after it had finished, we were attacked.
You? Why?
It was my sister.
Ah.
Is that blush? Is that blush me? Excuse me.
But, yeah, she attacked us earlier today, which means she knows we're here.
I'm gonna look at Braun at this point and say, "Are you okay with all this? It's been a while."
Yeah, and how did you get here? We've been away for days. Like, it's been over a week since we last saw you.
I was given details of the mission. All I was told was to help you. And that's what I intend to do. And Rhea, I've been traveling a long way. I only woke up yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I mean. How'd you get here in a day?
It's a long story. I met up with some members of my church. They used some kind of teleportation portal to bring me here, but none of that's really important right now. We have to focus at our task at hand.
All right. And our task at hand is what then? She walked out after the unicorn conversation.
Yeah. So I'm gonna look at Ray and say, "Yes, we're actually just talking about that. I'm sure you hanging out with Lucy and all. You're okay with going against them."
That was an insight check against Braun. I mean, I haven't really had a chance to talk to her about it recently. She's been really out of it. I mean, since you guys left, she's just been kind of asleep, and now it's like she won't wake up. It's the best I can do to just get her comfortable and not thrashing.
Of course. It's unfortunate, but we can talk about that at a later date. But Braun, if it comes to it, would you be okay with going against the unicorns?
If that's what we need to do. I'm with you.
All right.
I don't mind them myself, but it's neither here nor there. I'd rather live.
Well, that's the hard part of this all is the unicorns are technically the one with our blood, since Mrs. Fenlock is actually working for the unicorns. I don't really know what Inquisitor Ramsey has on us, but he has information, that's for sure. And Thurgat seemed to be working with Ramsey. I don't know how loyal he was, giving us the information he did. And I look at everyone and say, that's all I have to say for... Should we maybe rest up?
I'm
Yes.
fine with that.
I have numerous arrows stuck in my chest.
Yeah, let's rest.
All right, do you want to do a long or short rest? I'm guessing a long rest as it is nighttime and you've been up all day doing stuff, traveling, fighting, etc.
Yep.
Okay, so go ahead and do a long rest for everyone. You're fully healed. All your stuff
No,
comes
wait. No, wait.
back. Okay.
I was about to say,
During this long rest, if everyone's going to sleep, I have a bone to pick with this pig.
Oh
Okay.
dear God!
I will say I have Ascending I want to cast because I have one more spell slot, but like I'm actually struggling on who I should send Ascending to.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to if you don't want to.
But efficiency.
Eh.
No, that's
dumb
fine. I don't
question,
want to
but-
force Ascending, so yeah, I'll probably just rest. Okay.
This
Pick your
might be a
battle.
dumb question, but are we level 5 or 6?
5.
Okay.
A lot of campaigns have been hitting 6 recently.
Hint, hint,
That's
Bren.
good
I'm kidding.
It's getting to that point in the server where some campaigns are just getting to that level. It's cool.
Always good.
Did all
But-
campaigns start at level 1?
No.
No. Most started at level 3 or 2.
Ah.
Yeah.
All right, good. Did we start at level 3 and then I
2.
came in? Oh, okay.
We were 2 for like the first few sessions.
I came in
You
at
got
level
in.
3 and then immediately
Yeah.
leveled up with you guys to 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was kind of funny.
Yeah, we had to carry you.
Hey, I came in, I was on a boat, I saw some darkness, and I hid in my shell. And then we went to an arena, and then I stood on a pillar, and then I got whacked off a pillar. You telling me you don't tell me yoga hasn't been useful to you guys?
I don't know. Sitting under a bridge for a whole day doesn't. I don't know, man.
Oh, Braun missed that part. There was when they were, because they learned that I have a thing. This is like a self-imposed flaw where Yoga can't really he can't use the dash action. So at one point we were running away from our problems, and Yoga couldn't do that. So Kaiman casted invisibility, and I hid for a while.
A long while.
Yep.
So no one wants to do anything before the long rest? And is anyone going to be on watch tonight?
I was about to say before Kleeck messes with the pig, I'll
Kleeck
I'll
will probably
have-
take quote unquote first watch.
All right.
if anyone mentions it, Yoga's just gonna say have the pig, and then he's just gonna go to bed.
All right. Yoga, who doesn't go on watch unless told, is going to sleep. So
He's not paranoid.
no, that's totally fine. He's a chill dude. Kleek's taking first watch. Brightleaf will do her meditation and be awake for the rest of it, taking all subsequent watches. If anyone wants to join her for that, they can. So Kleek, during the long rest, what are you doing?
I'm looking over the edge of my crow's nest. I'm looking down at the pig.
Since Yoga controls the pig, and he said go for it, basically the pig is just going to be chill with you and just kind of look up at you like, it's just totally it's you could draw a bow and be standing point blank with the arrow like pressed against its face and it would just be chill because it's not reacting. It was basically mentally told whatever. So
I've given it the death glare.
it is looking back at you with glazed over eyes. It seems to not receive your death glare, which is perhaps a little insulting, but so it goes.
I would like to swoop down and pick up the pig. And bring it up to my nest.
Roll for a grapple with advantage because it is, stunned status. 23. You easily grab it. It doesn't resist. You scoop it up, and I don't know. It's like a 50-pound pig. It's a medium creature. It's,
Big pig. Big pig.
well, I mean, it's not a warthog, which could be like, hundreds of pounds or even over 1,000 pounds. It's not one of those gigantic tusked ones. It's a pig, but pigs can get big, dude. You've seen a big pig, haven't you?
I'd say honestly, a 50-pound pig is kind of small.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. There are several 100-pound pigs. Like them heifers get large, son.
Mhm.
Also, now that it's all up in your face and you're hugging it,
Yeah, I've just set this thing down in my crow's nest, and I'm sitting there looking at it, poking it, and it's probably getting in my face. Ah!
pigs are smart too, dude. They're one of the smartest mammals, up there with us and dolphins and different primates.
What
And
is
dogs.
up with you? You're so needy.
Its curly tail twitches.
Braun has not questioned the pig. We just came
Whatever,
back.
it's a pig.
You have some.
It's a pig on a boat. It's fine.
Yoga likes the pig, and he trusts the pig. The pig looks so good. You're a lot nicer now, but you still look like good food. Huh. I can't do it.
Do
You're
it, you
staying
won't. Do it.
I want bacon, but like.
I kind of want you to, just to surprise. What is gonna happen is not what what you think is gonna happen.
Yeah, I think I have a general idea. But like, Kleeck also knows that you value the pig in some way, and he's kind of nervous because he don't want to, kill your basically pet pig.
At this
'Cause that's as
point,
far as he sees it.
Yoga is finding his sleeping point downstairs, wherever it is that he's going to sleep. And he's kind of like tucking into a shell. He's found some cushions to kind of like prop up around him so he feels comfortable. And subconsciously, as he's starting to fall asleep, the pig is getting signals to also start to try and fall asleep. So as you're holding it and looking at it and kind of trying to figure out what to do with it, the pig starts to yawn and stretch and kind of like go in circles and make a little nest in your nest and kind of lay down a little ball and start to snooze quietly with little snorting snores, little
Oh, come on! It's not supposed to be cute. Uh,
Hey, it's up to you what you think is cute.
Eat it.
fine.
It's only got 5 hit points, Kleeck.
Eat it.
Its natural armor class is 12.
Eat the bacon.
I'm gonna sit down myself and lay against one of my animal
one of your
hides.
crow's nest camel hide walls, yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to tell Braun about my customized crow's nest one of these days.
He can just climb up there on his own and see it. There is, the typical rigging and stuff to get up there.
Yeah. Oh, be right back.
But yeah, go ahead and roll. Oh, you left. Excellent. All right. Well, everyone else, you get a long rest because Brightleaf's going to cover second watch. I was just
Sorry.
going to ask.
What'd you say right
Kleeck,
after I
could
went?
you please roll perception with disadvantage because it is dark and you do not have dark vision? Ooh, an 18 and a 23. So the 18, you see in the night a trio of guards, and with that 18 actually, you can tell that they are Imperial guards, and they're bearing torches, and they're heading along the docks, and they seem to be peering out at each vessel, and they look over towards your vessel. Are you going to try and hide, or are you looking out at them and just kind of
Are they
openly...
looking up into the crow's nest for a tiny
They're-
little black bird peeking over the edge?
Well, I want to know if when they turn the torches towards this particular ship as they walk down the dock looking at the ship, if you're going to do anything or if you're going to hide once they kind of on the dock look over at the ship with torches held aloft.
I will attempt to hide while they look over.
Please roll
But
stealth.
I am curious how tall
With-
this mast is now, and
Yeah.
if it would only even be within like their dim light.
No, exactly. So that's what I was going to say is
bright light.
roll stealth with advantage.
Okay. Well, this is looking pretty good for me.
Yeah. 21 is looking good. Where's that? There we go. Okay. It was going to take quite a feat for them to beat it. It was going to take a nat 20, and they didn't achieve it. So, as you kind of peek over the rim and then duck down as they get close, you hear their steps along the dock creaking. And after a few moments, they head further along. I'm assuming at this point that everyone else is, of course, also below decks and sleeping, unlike where their tokens are placed. However, they're there, so just making sure. But yeah, the guards, the Imperial infantrymen, walk along and are soon gone. Another hour passes or so, and Kleeck, your shift ends as you kind of... You don't hear it, but you sense Brightleaf coming out on deck and climbing up onto the forecastle and crouching down in that area up at the front where she's usually on watch. And she kind of waves up at you to signal that you can go to sleep. And
I will make sure before I go curling up to sleep with my newfound pig in my nest that
Yep.
I'm going to fly down and communicate to Brightleaf about the Imperial guards that came walking down the dock and that another set might come, she might need to hide, etc., etc.
Got it. Thank you. She moves down instead of being in this spot where she would have been originally. She moves down into this spot so she can kind of peek out of the cabin door and use that as cover in the
Okay.
same way. I'll
In
move
that
right
case, then I am going to fly back up to my crow's nest with the pig, and I am going to sleep carefully below the edges.
there. Got it.
I've moved the pig to your location.
Yeah, Brightleaf is
my.
not going to have a problem, as the guards do come back for another pass during the second watch. However, no matter what they roll, they're not going to beat a natural 20 with advantage, as she was forewarned, has a Gloomstalker, and is able to hide behind the door in full cover. So the guards come by again in the night, the Imperial guards, and they pass by. This time they take even less time as they look at the ship. They seem to think that it's not going to be over here or something. There's a definite air about them, less attentive. And then the morning comes and the shifts are over and everyone is awake. And, this time the docks get a little more bustling here in the morning. Some new ships start to come in. Some of the river fisher folk start to get on their rafts and head out. Some of the ferry from the west side of Sichuan to east side of Sichuan gets going, ferrying people and goods back and forth. And I'm guessing, do you want to assemble above decks or assemble below decks for food?
The only table is below deck, so I like that.
Food.
Yeah, there's a few tables below decks.
In
so-
fact, speaking of food, first thing I'm gonna do is check on my drying meats that I tied to the rigging.
Brightleaf will go in the kitchen to cook. I will see how well she does. No.
No, it is completely inedible. No, she ruined bacon.
There was no bacon to serve. It's like she apparently she tried to mix together some of the salted, like, dried rations. So, like, she was taking, salted beef and, like, different other dried fruit, and she tried to make some sort of weird amalgam dish, and it doesn't taste good. There's good things in it, maybe separated and not seasoned quite so heavily with the wrong things, but she herself eats through it, but only eats a very, very small amount and seems satisfied.
How is my dried meats on the rigging?
Oh, they're doing great.
I'm kind of side glancing to see if she if she takes notes of her own failure or if she's completely oblivious.
Roll insight.
This is a very important role.
Very. Nat 20, 100%.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Not quite.
Oh! You can tell that she knows that she didn't do well.
Mm.
She's hiding it pretty well, but you can tell. Also, get your new divination rolls after a long rest. There you go.
Yeah.
I made double 20s.
Oh.
That's pretty good.
Oh wow, that's two pretty good ones. Also, Yoga, during the night, your divination dreams you will have seen you will have seen a large fire in the center of a myriad of shapes, and the closest to the fire is the smallest shape, and it casts a shadow that seems to writhe and bend and twist and grow and stretch out and grab onto the other figures around the fire. And then you wake up.
Hmm. Interesting. Okay, back to the important situation on how Yoga's going to eat this food. Okay, so kind of having
You
this.
put it in your mouth and you chew, and then you swallow.
I don't think Yoga could act like he's not gonna like outright say, "Oh my god, this." But he probably kind of be making a slight face, but he's going to eat it. He will. In fact, he's a little bigger of a boy, so he'll probably eat a decent portion of it as well.
Yeah, it's not the best, so I understand. So, and Rhea shoveled the food into her mouth, then had a quick look of like confusion, and then took another tentative bite, and then just finished shoveling it in, and then went back for seconds. And so, so what are we doing today? What's the plan today?
Let's see. Yoga, how far did you get into checking out that second shanty town?
Oh, it was dark by the time that I finished talking with Ug'Turk, so I actually didn't go do that.
Let's see. Well, it seems like we've learned quite a bit from the northern side of town, but a lot of the murders have happened on the southeastern. Was there a shanty down there, or I don't recall. But
Gonna move us to the town map as we
yes,
discuss the
please.
town map.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yoga, not being the map person, wouldn't be able to recall every shanty town, but he would recall north of Ug'Turk, south of Ug'Turk, assuming the north is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, we've checked out a lot of we've checked out the one furthest north. Maybe we should try and check out that southeastern one next to the temple. It seems like there were a lot of them out in that area. A lot of murders in that area.
Out of character, are you talking about this one?
Yes. I think checking that out would be a good place to start and cross what we've got off.
See.
Mm.
Well, I apologize for not mentioning this the other night, and we don't have to do this right away, but I would like to talk to Duke Lordner, and I'd like to talk to the captain that I believe was in the honor duel at some point. Ug'Turk believes them to be honest, or at least Duke Lordner can tell me about the laws of the land.
Yes. I thought about speaking with him earlier when he was mentioned at the mayor's office, so we can do that. And if we see the captain, we can speak with him, but I'd like to speak with him away from the more populated area of town.
Well, and
makes
I
some
kind of
sense.
look at everyone. From what I understand, can you guys even speak to him right now? Or is it safe for you guys to be seen?
Well, not in the more populated areas, but I think us speaking to him would be okay. I think he's the only reason we got out of there the way we did. He seemed to hold off the city guards from chasing us on our way out of there. The Imperial guards chased us, but there's no telling who their allegiance is to anymore.
Bryn, I've got a question.
Oh no.
So there's like a guard place that we went to that was like near the center that the mayor sent us that we were.
Yeah, you went to the town guard's barracks in order to speak with guard captain Gareth Miles before the Leonin.
Is that the same guy that fought in the honor duel?
That is the guy who fought in the honor duel. Yes.
All right. Okay.
On behalf of the mayor.
Yep.
Okay. But yeah, I do not think we are the right ones to speak with him in town. If he were say out by the temple or near the Lordner residence, I think we'd have a much better chance. At least of, no ambushes or whatnot. Any reservations about this? Anyone?
Lordner has land on both sides of the river. You wanted to check out the Temple of Light?
Well, south of the Temple of Light, there's a shanty town that seems, if I remember right, had quite a few murders nearby. Down there and higher up towards the Imperial lands. I think it's at least worth a shot checking it. Checking out the area.
And
Is there a dock on the other side of the river that we can take the boat to?
I don't believe so. There is a ferry, though, north of here. But that could be...
Well, that's easy then. We just take the ferry. We have enough money.
Well, yeah,
Fairy?
we do seem to have an issue with...
What about fairies?
No, Kleeck, not that. We do seem to be being chased currently from the Imperial Garden. Being on that ferry would take us near the Imperial lands.
Well, I mean, isn't that the point? You wanted to investigate over there?
Yeah, but not quite so close to that. We can run that risk, but if we don't have to, I'd rather not. Does anybody have, I don't know, another way of getting across by chance, or I don't know.
Well,
guess this would
I don't
be
want
the-
to have to swim.
Well, and
Does
Braun,
anybody have another way of getting across?
I
Yoga is
actually
looking this
do.
trouble. Oh.
Well,
Look at
Braun,
Braun.
Kleeck can fly, and Braun, I know. Go ahead.
Braun kind of reaches out his hand and to show everybody a ring. I do have this ring of water walking.
Oh yeah, I remember nicking that.
If one of us takes turns walking across the river and Kleeck flies back with the ring, we can all make it across.
That would take a while, but it would be safer, and we wouldn't have to pay anything.
Ring?
You
Yes.
see that Braun is wearing, what was it, like a silvery band with a blue stone on it?
Precisely.
Yep.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, that could work. Bryn, how far across did they say the river was?
It's a few hundred feet. Like, it's pretty wide.
Yeah, that might be our best option.
And there, in fact, is no dock on the other side.
Yes. If we
There's like a terminal that the ferry docks at, but it is pulled along a chain.
were to start from where we are and just go across, we might be able to stay away from the Imperial lands altogether, and that would certainly keep us away from prying eyes. But like you said, it will take a good bit longer.
I'm fine with that.
It's one. Braun, you alright making you alright doing those kinds of walks?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
You alright letting everybody use the ring on and off for a little while?
Of course, if it'll get everyone across safe.
I am a little confused how a ring does that.
It's magic.
It's magic, Kleeck.
I kind of assume that much.
There's one thing. Let's see. There is
Magic
one thing.
does a lot of strange things, Kleeck, and I I wave my fingers, and a shower of sparks kind of goes right beside Kleeck's ear.
I know two kinds of magic. One does a little bit of nature stuff, and the other makes things explode or tangle up in vines.
Okay, you're a constant source of enjoyment. Thank you.
Oh,
Okay,
and
You're welcome.
there is. Yoga, were you saying something?
I could even take the ferry to speed up the process, but that's a little bit splitting up. If that's, I don't know if that's the correct move.
I
Well,
think
doing
would.
it this way is going to take a little while because each time the ring has to reattune to the new person, which takes 1 hour. You have to short rest with it. So it'll be Braun goes across and then gives the ring to Kleeck, who flies it back, who gives it to the next person, who waits an hour. So for each person after Braun, and not including Kleeck, who can fly, it would be Yoga, Leon, Rhea, Brightleaf. So you'd have to wait 4 hours for everyone to get across.
So I guess that might actually be what because Yoga could pretty safely feel not, he's not worried about his face being seen, so he could get across.
Yes, then it
Yeah.
would only take 3 hours, and while you're doing it, and everyone else is waiting and then going back and forth and across, you're going to have an encounter as you go onto the lands of Lord Earl. So you're going to come to a landing with a large, 40 by 40 sort of barge with railings. It's fastened right now to the landing, but there is a heavy chain that is being hoisted up that it is attached to, and being drawn taut between a post on the opposite side of the river and this side of the river. And you can see that.
Bren,
Yes.
I don't think we've left yet.
Oh, okay.
We are still talking.
You are
Okay,
still
sorry.
Never mind.
Okay.
Because I was actually going to ask, like, out of character as well. It's like, we're getting close, and I kind of would hate to go to the other side of the river and then start off, and then if Lucy's here next time.
Yeah, I also have to be going pretty soon.
So what would the party like to do instead for the last 20 minutes or so of this session?
I'm fine with calling it a little early, or we could just keep discussing things.
I am fine with calling it early as well, but discussing doesn't matter much to me. I'm willing to. I'll stay here for whatever we're doing. I'm up for
All right.
anything.
Well, it looks like the plan was to cross the river and go check out the refugee camp near the Temple of Light, and also possibly the Temple of Light, and also possibly Duke Lorgner, and asking him some questions. And Yoga also wanted to speak to the guard captain.
And also, Braun has a teleporting ring?
No, Braun has a water walking ring.
Oh.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yes.
If Yoga wants to go and talk to the captain, we might have time for that, but that's up to
You absolutely would with the 20 minutes remaining.
Yoga's the only one that could show his face right now, too.
If we're just gonna be ending this off with Yoga going and doing something, I may drop out a little early just because I have stuff I need to get done.
Absolutely, man. Have a great night if you need to go.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Hey, don't apologize. Go and get the stuff you need done.
It's life.
Yeah.
It do be like that.
Yep. No issues. No pressure, no worries.
Yeah. I'm gonna say I don't like taking the spotlight at the end. I'll wait next session.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I also
So are we
like
just
to.
ending
I
early
kind of
entirely?
before sessions. I start writing notes about what I kind of want to do, plans of action. So
Very well.
I'm fine with waiting.
Well, if no one has anything that they would like to do before the session ends, as we do have some time, then we can just call it, because going and starting an encounter or a scene is going to, take a little bit more time. You could probably get something done, but also, yes, if you wanted to wait for Lucy, not leaving the boat where she currently is would be a good call. So
I think we've done plenty today for missing a player. I'd
Yeah.
hit, and it's a good point to end off on if we want to bring her with us next
Yeah.
session.
very well. Then we will call it here tonight. And thank you everyone for playing. I will end the recording presently.